She's an incredibly brave and inspiring young woman who has overcome staggering odds. Let's hear Pamela's story. Join me in welcoming her.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pamela, and I am 19 years old. I am here as a representative of the youth in the First Place program. Hopefully you've had a chance to meet some of the other youth who are here tonight in the audience. Although we share a lot in common, since we all grew up in the foster care system, this is my story. I was born in Boston and spent the first few years of my life living in the East Coast with my mom and dad. Although I don't remember everything, I do know my parents were not happy together and my father was physically abusive to my mom. When I was 5, my mom took me and my little brother, who was 2, and we fled to California to start a new life. I haven't seen my father since. For a very short while, things were good, even though we moved around a lot. I lived in Oakland, Richmond, Mountain View, even as far as San Diego. It wasn't stable, but that was all I knew. My mom got into some more bad relationships. I definitely had to grow up fast because as the oldest, she depended on me to be the responsible one. My mom struggled with a mental illness. Whenever she stopped taking her medications, things got bad fast. My brother and I were put into foster care in Oakland when I was 6 years old and in the 1st grade. My mom got help and we went back to live with her, but that didn't last very long. In the 3rd grade, we were once again placed into foster care, this time for good. I lived in the system from age 8 until I left when I was 18. Unlike a lot of other kids who are separated from their siblings, I was able to stay with my brother in the foster home, which was very important to me. My mom stayed in contact with us. We would sometimes see her on our birthday, or she would send us a box full of goodies and her favorite Bible verses. Sometimes she would stop by our school to visit us, even though she wasn't supposed to do that without permission. One thing about my mom is that she was beyond strict about school. She always told us that it was the path to take if we wanted to be somebody in life. She really hoped that one day I would consider a career in medicine. When I was in the 6th grade, I was hopeful that we might be reunited. She was married to a new husband and was pregnant. I really wanted us to all live together, but she was still struggling with her mental illness. One day, she drove past a bus stop where I was waiting to go to school, and from across the street, she yelled out, "I love you," to me in Spanish. All of my friends wondered who that lady was. I had to explain to them that that was my mom and I was in foster care. I didn't know, but that was the last time I would ever see her. Our foster parents took me and my brother out to a restaurant a few days later and told us that my mom had passed away. At that moment, something changed in me. I became tougher and stronger and more determined to make it on my own. I wasn't going to need anyone's help ever again. I would be there for my brother and make sure he had all the support he needed, but there was no way I would ever ask help for myself. I decided I would figure things out on my own. I threw myself into school, picking the hardest AP classes, doing leadership activities, participating in dance and school and softball after school, and then working jobs on the weekends. My foster parents took care of the basic needs for me and my brother, but I never felt I could fully rely on them to take care of me like a family, and I didn't want their help anyways. I did college applications on my own, and after graduating from El Cerrito High, I enrolled in Holy Names University. I got there, and basically, my world collapsed. I was so stressed out from trying to do so much, from not letting anyone get too close to me, from taking on everything on my own and for my little brother. I just couldn't do it anymore. I dropped out of school and I didn't have a place to go. I spent some nights sleeping on a couch at my friend's house and sometimes stayed with my friend in the college dorms. Finally, I realized I'm an adult and I need to get my act together. But I needed help this time. A social worker introduced me to First Place. Right away, I realized that having a stable home would allow me to get back on my feet. And yes, having an apartment was wonderful. But what I didn't know is that First Place will help me in so many other ways that I didn't even know I needed. My First Place team, Tanya and Justin, helped me find work. I was recently promoted to work full-time at Bloomingdale's in San Francisco. I also worked as a San Francisco County Youth Ambassador, where I share my story with other foster youth and help them see that there is hope for their future. But I've never forgotten my mom's message about school, and I definitely haven't given up on my education. Rather than pile up more student loans, I worked with my First Place team to enroll at Laney Community College and finish my general ed classes. Next fall, I'll be transferring into a 4-year college. I'm still interested in medicine and want to explore becoming a physician assistant or maybe a veterinarian. Just last week, I found out with First Place help, I got an internship at San Francisco General Hospital. I'll get a chance to see up close what it's like to work into the medical career. I still keep a close eye on my little brother and recently helped him reunite with my aunts. I've also been his protector, and now it's such a relief that he is in a stable and loving home. What I've learned through all of this is that it's good to be as responsible and self-reliant as you can be. Take yourself as far as you can, but also know that it's okay to get help and support. First Place has been there to support me like a family. While I had my own dreams, I didn't know how to get there and what I wanted to do with it. First Place encouraged me step by step to reach my goals, taught me the skills to be successful in school and work, and most of all, to really believe that I could do it. It's time now for me to start my own life. Thank you to everyone at First Place for your dedication to supporting young people like me, and to all of you for making this program possible for 15 years. It has made a tremendous impact on my life, in the lives of all the youth who are here tonight, and the thousands of other youth in California. Because of you, we can move into the future with confidence and hope. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up.